I know I did a quick overview of this event planning company's year-to-date profit and loss, but I did not want to neglect how important the balance sheet is. I've gotten this question a few times, definitely recently, from some of our clients just asking, Alex, how can I determine the financial health of my business from the balance sheet? I think this is a really important question. Sadly, the balance sheet is often very much overlooked. The profit and loss just gets more airtime. It often does. And I find that a lot of the financial literacy that people are seeking and that they actually need out there, it does come back to the balance sheet. The balance sheet ultimately ties everything together. If you're in QuickBooks Online and you're following along, I like to change the setting from active as the default. I change that to non-zero because for me, I don't really care to see any accounts that are zero balance. That might just be me. Now, for the balance sheet, I like to check off the percentage of column setting. This is great because it'll tell me percentage of the total assets. For example, Visa credit card, percentage of the total liabilities and equity. Before I dive in, again, not the best because this file is missing account numbers. That drives a lot of experienced bookkeepers crazy, and maybe some new bookkeepers out there too, but also a lot of accountants. So preferable to turn on the setting for enabling the account numbers. Another thing that stands out to me is that if you have a business checking and or a business credit card, please, please, please include the last four digits of the account. So for example, BMO checking 1234, and same thing with a Visa credit card. So looking at the cash position, this company has $21,095.57 in cash right now. It looks like their business checking account makes up almost half, 42.48% of the company's total assets. So looks like there's a healthy amount of cash on hand. This means that this event planning company can cover their short-term expenses. Basically, cash is king. My priority and my focus is helping you maintain healthy cash flow management. I'm here to help you manage this well. It's so, so important that you have the cash in the bank so you can cover the short-term expenses while also being able to invest in things that can help your business grow. So that can look like marketing, that can look like hiring talent as well. Now we can look at the accounts receivable. It's about 37% of the total assets. This does tell me that a lot of income is still waiting to be collected. There's two sides to this really. While it's good that the business is making sales, there's stuff incoming, but it might be taking a while to get paid by clients. We've done a lot of work on this in Steelix, even for our own company. Stephen was really leading the charge here and really encouraging me to kind of set up better systems to get paid faster. Depending on your industry and what the industry averages are, this looks like setting clear payment deadlines, sending reminders, which can absolutely be more of an automated process, but also offering discounts for early payments or payments in full. Obviously, faster payments are going to keep the cash flowing smoothly, right? I don't need to stress how important that is. There's obviously some inventory here, almost 16% that make up the total assets. You want to be managing this inventory really well. There's so many software programs that are specifically for inventory. I wouldn't encourage anyone to house inventory details in QuickBooks Online. It really does fall short. You definitely want a third-party app that integrates really well with QuickBooks Online. There's a few that I can share with you, so definitely if you're watching this, leave a comment. You want to manage this well because it can be sold without you having to hold on to too much stock. You want to look at the seasons of your business, absolutely. As your bookkeeper and you as the owner as well, you want to be really proactive in this area because you need to keep an eye on those stock levels and also the sales patterns. There are so many patterns and trends that we should be paying attention to in our businesses because you want to avoid having too much or too little inventory. Managing inventory better, it will help turn those products into cash faster. This event planning company has only less than $2,500 invested in long-term items like the equipment, like the furniture. This makes up almost 5% of the total assets. All in all, it doesn't seem like this event planning company in particular doesn't rely much on these kind of big investments, like in equipment, things like that. But As an experienced bookkeeper, I'm close to your business, but it's not the same because I'm not the owner like you are. I can really advise you on whether it's time to invest more in investments like this, or let's say you want your business to grow. Investing in things like equipment, more furniture, could certainly help. The big thing here with this as well is that with the audits that we do, the mistakes that I see is definitely inexperienced bookkeepers as well as business owners that do their own books. They often are mistakenly putting items in the furniture and equipment category when really they should be expensed. They should be office supplies and not treated as assets. Definitely want to keep an eye on that. So that's kind of like the asset section. Let's see what's going on with the liabilities here. Let's see, total liabilities. So $23,231.43. This is 46.78% of its total assets. Most of this debt is long term. It looks like this company has some loans, some other debts to pay off over time. And then with the current debt, like the accounts payable, definitely the credit card balances, they're relatively low. This is 1.48%. This is 4.18%. The liabilities are looking okay. They're pretty conservative, pretty moderate liabilities, nothing too crazy right now. I'm just looking at this number here, 20,000. If you're watching this and you have a bookkeeper, try to see if they can help you create a plan to pay off this debt. Have them try to help you, like, decide if taking on more debt for growth, does that make sense right now? Or if the focus should be on paying down what's already owed. Having that other person that is already in the day-to-day numbers and understands the seasons of your business definitely is super key and very valuable. And then last but not least is the equity, how much your company is worth. This event planning company has $26,431.46 in equity, which is 53.22%. Definitely it seems like this business is funded more by the owners and the profits than by debt, which is a good sign for its financial stability. The reason why I can tell that is because if this number was negative, that would be not good. That would mean it'd be the opposite way. It would tell me that this business is funded more by the debt. But the company does have this loss here, right? This company has a loss of $8,439.30 so far for the year. So this is obviously impacting its overall equity. As a bookkeeper, I really want to help you tackle this. I'm very passionate about tackling problems together directly with the business owner. I like to work very intimately with them, find ways to cut costs, to boost income, to demand and inspire higher prices, tracking profits. There's so many ways you can price nowadays. It can be very creative, introducing packages, giving your customers more choices to choose from. All these ideas can make your business more profitable day by day. Working with a bookkeeper on each of these three areas, we've got the assets up here and the liabilities and then the equity. You as a business owner, the whole point of this is you want to be able to make better decisions, more sound decisions. You can gain a lot of wisdom when you work with a bookkeeper, but we can't ignore the cash flow. We also have some debt here, this note payable, this loan. As a fellow business owner, I want to see more businesses positioning themselves for more long-term growth and more amazing success that I know you can achieve out there. The big summary here is the balance sheet tends to be very much a mystery. So the liquidity, the balance sheet is going to always outline what you own versus what you owe. What you own in the short term, like cash, money owed to you, AR, accounts receivable. If you have more assets than liabilities, that means that basically you can easily cover your expenses in the short term. Really good sign. But if your business has strong liquidity, in this case it does, there seems to be enough cash and receivables, because you can see here the total current assets is almost 50K, total cash here 47K, and then total liabilities 23. This business does seem to have strong liquidity so far. That means there's enough cash and receivables to cover what is owed. The other thing is debt levels. It's not really fun to talk about debt, and most people, I scare them out of the room when you talk about debt. It's not fun, but you want to really just keep an eye on this. Look at how much you owe, the liabilities, compared to how much the business is worth, the equity. There is a high percentage of equity here, the 53.22%. This business doesn't seem to be heavily dependent on the debt, which is good. That's healthy. That's good for long-term stability and the profitability as well. Like the balance sheet is showing the profitability. Unfortunately, in this case, there is a loss. Yeah, the balance sheet can say so much. There's a nice summary here, but you need to work on making your business a bit more profitable. This won't be overnight. It rarely is. Any business success is rarely overnight. This looks like better cost control, speeding up how quickly you're collecting your payments from your clients. We work with a few clients right now where accounts receivable has been a huge struggle, but I was just looking at their comparative balance sheet. They have literally more cash in the bank and less accounts receivable, and their sales are going up. We're pretty passionate about making sure you're getting paid early, getting paid on time. You deserve that. So by focusing on these 3 areas, I would say dive in even more so on the balance sheet, the assets, the liabilities, equity, because you can really see how well your business is handling it all. Like, how is your business handling its debts? How is your business managing each area? Is it ineffective? Is one area shining right now? How are you managing your finances? Because the growth that you're looking for in the short term and the long term, you want to grow in a sustainable way. I do think there is such a thing as growing too quickly. A few of my peers that are also bookkeepers and accountants, they are pulling their hair out right now because they have been growing too quickly and they don't have much time for anything else. It is important to keep an eye on these numbers. Ask financial professionals if you need any help or any guidance. I hope this was helpful to you today. There you go.